People don't buy what you do, but why you do it. Simon Sinek, New York Times bestselling author, major donor of charity water, and an unshakable optimist. Simon's TED Talks Start With Why revolutionized the world across millions of lives and made us all question not exactly what we're doing, but more importantly, why we do it. And when we start to realize and figure out that why, it helps us create not just a meaningful life for ourselves, but a meaningful impact for the people in our lives. And that's exactly why in this week's episode of MasterTalk, for all of the revolutionaries, the change makers, the people who want to make a difference in the world, I'll be breaking down one of the greatest speakers of all time, Simon Sinek, and what you can learn from his communication style. So let's begin. Number one, constantly questioning your audience allows them to reflect on the ideas that you share with them in the room. Why do you do what you do? Why is that important to you? What do great organizations do that no one else does? These are the questions that Simon asks multiple times in his keynote speeches and his TED Talks and in the way that he speaks to different organizations. So as he's asking these questions, we all sit back and say, I never really thought of that. Why is it that I do what I do? Why is that important to me? And how does it help me impact other people's lives? And what Simon argues is that through the power of constant and frequent questioning, we allow our audience to think on the spot, to really reflect on the ideas they're hearing in the presentation in their own life, where they might say, why do I do what I do? Well, based on what Simon is sharing here, I need to follow this direction. I need to go over here. And they start to create their own takeaways for their own life. What questions can you ask your audience to help them reflect on your information and the important message that you want to share with the world? Some of my fan favorites that I use a lot in communication is, why do we fear communication? Why is it important to master communication? How would your life change if you were an exceptional communicator? Questions are often just as powerful as statements. So make sure that you add and sprinkle a couple into your next presentation, like Simon does. Number two, use simple frameworks to quickly apply and prove out your ideas. In Simon's famous TED Talk, Start With Why, he draws what we know today as the golden circle, which essentially is 3 circles that he just draws on a piece of paper. And one of the circles is the why, one of the circles is the how, and the third circle is the what. Here's what we do. Yeah, we make computers. Here's how we do it. We make computers by shipping them out to a factory and then making them at home. And then what Simon argues is that people don't care about the first 2 questions. They don't care about how you do something or what you do. They care about why you do it. Like Apple. Why do we create computers? Because we want to create an exceptional experience that changes the world. The crazy ones, those who dare to change the status quo and challenge it. That's what Apple is built for. It's all about thinking differently. But the reason I bring up the golden circle is that it's not super complicated. It's literally 3 circles on a piece of paper. So how does that apply in the context of our work as change makers, as thought leaders, as people who want to do what Simon is doing? Figure out what is the simplest expression of your ideas. And for me, that's simply a question. How would the world change if you were an exceptional communicator? That's one of my ideas. Another one is the puzzle analogy, where I argue that communication is like a jigsaw puzzle, where we start with the edge pieces first, by doing the introduction, then the conclusion, then the middle. These simple ideas can be understood by pretty much any human being on earth. And that's the key. What are the 1 or 2 simple ideas in your thought leadership that you can communicate over and over again and that you can also be known for? And that's really the power of coming up with simple frameworks. Whereas the mistake I find a lot of thought leaders make is they overcomplicate things. And that's often okay at the beginning, but as your ideas improve over time, move towards simplicity rather than complexity. And finally, number 3, surprisingly, the repetition of one single idea can change the world. And Simon's famous TED Talks Start with Why. That lasts 18 minutes, by the way. He repeats one sentence over 10 times. And that sentence is, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. He repeats it again and again and again until it's ingrained into the mind of every single person who watches that TED Talk. What is your key idea? If people could only remember one sentence from all of your thought leadership, from all of your books, all of your podcasts, all of your YouTube videos, what would you want that one thing to be? And that is also the greatest challenge of every great thought leader, is figuring out what that one sentence is. So what's the advice? The advice is to dream, experiment, try a bunch of things. I encourage you to do that. But I also implore you, the day that you find that key idea, the day you realize what is that one sentence, don't lose sight of the North Star. Stay focused on repeating that single idea over and over and over again until you are known for that idea and until the world believes that that idea should be associated to you. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. This is a sentence I'll never forget for the rest of my life. Simon Sinek has impacted me as well as millions of other people to find our legacy, which of course in my case is to make every single human being on earth an exceptional communicator. And for you that's still watching this video, I know that you can do it too because you made it to the end. So keep searching for your why. And when you find it, don't let it go. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of Master Talk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know one person that's a fan of Simon Sinek, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to mastering their talk and their why. See you next time, everyone.